happy National Scrapbooking Day. I am here with you to share and celebrate with Citrus Twist Kits. And I'm going to create in my storyline chapters from Heidi Swapp. It's the scrapbook insert. This one is finally filled up. I am loving this format as well as the Life Crafted album. So now it is time to use a fresh, clean scrapbooking insert. And I am going to have one side of my page as pattern paper. And what I did, as you can see here, I took the TN paper that's available this month digitally from Citrus Twist Kits, and I just doubled that to go across the width of this page, and then I need to trim that down to fit on the left side. Now for the fun part. I love this stamp set. It's called UGG. Perfect for everyday documenting. Everything is not, unicorns and rainbows. So this is perfect. I have a story in mind. I'm going to use maybe a few of those die cuts from May and those stickers from May that you see on the right. And I want to focus, though, on the stamping. I decided to create a collage and masking with some Post-it notes with that UGG stamp image. I always use a white eraser on a brand new stamp, and even sometimes after. If you ever ink up a stamp and you see some beading of the ink, wipe it clean, dry it off, rub it with the eraser, and then re-ink it. You'll get a much better impression. The ink will just stick much better to it. So I'm going to continue adding and creating this collage look with using some Post-it notes. At first, I thought maybe I would stamp, do this masking, and then maybe add journaling, but I really had fun with it, and you'll see in a little bit how I just continued to pull images from this stamp set and just created a really fun collage from it. I'm using this oxide ink, which has some pigment ink in it, but it doesn't take as long to dry as just plain pigment ink. For now, I'm going to just speed up the video with some music so you can see how this comes together. I had my background finished with the UGG stamp and the masking. I thought I was videoing when I started this next layer of stamping, but I realized I didn't. But you can see here what I'm doing. I'm using the largest circle image. It has a little thumbs down. It says a no good, very bad day. But I'm using the reverse side of it and inking it, using it just like a stamp to get a background circle. I'm using that, and I'm also using just a couple of different colors here. Now I'm stamping it first onto plain just copy paper just to get, because this oxide ink is very, very crisp, very dark, very opaque. So I just want to lessen it a little bit and just get a little bit of that color. Now I'm using the smallest circle here. It's got the little frowny face, but I'm using the reverse side of it again, as I did the large circle, to just get that image of the circle as a background, using a few different colors here, just randomly stamping. Like I said, this wasn't my first intention, but I really do like how this is coming together. Now I'm going to use the stamp image as is with the little frowny face with some black ink, and I'm going to go over some of those circles that I've created. Not every one of them, but just a little bit. I think this background could be used in a variety of different ways. I'm going to end up using it to put a title and layer over it. I'm really doing a very tone-on-tone kind of thing. It's not really going to be a dark contrast, but I think it goes well with the whole chaotic UGG feel of the story that I'm going to be sharing. And I'm using now the proper side of that, a no good, very bad day stamp image, but I'm using a gray ink. Since I already did the frowny face in black ink, I don't want too much more black on this because I really want to keep it pretty neutral. So I used the gray ink there. Now I want to create a title, but I don't want that stark contrast of white on top of this. I really do want to keep with a little bit of a neutral look to this background. Nothing that's going to super stand out. So I used some more digital paper, did the same thing, had it go the width of 8.5, printed it, and then I sent it through my Silhouette with this cut file available for May. I left the ampersand the size that it is, but then I recut the life and the chaos in a larger font just by enlarging it a bit. Now I'm going to pull out some of these die cuts. I pulled out a heart. I think I'm going to use a sticker, and then I use that little 5-cent little tag as well. I'm going to do some foam adhering, so I want to use some baby powder. I sprinkled some on that acrylic block, and then I dragged the sticker across it. And I'm going to trim it in half. I'm going to foam it here, and I'm going to put it on either side of this die cut heart from the May die cuts, and have that right in the center of that ampersand. The ampersand is gorgeous. You could really back that with some pattern papers and make it pop. But like I said, I really don't want to pull, I don't want that to be the focus. I want it to blend in. I want this to be really all very neutral, very much a collage look. So as I'm getting that together, in the meantime, I went ahead and printed and decided again on the story that I wanted to tell. It was winter conditions going on here in South Louisiana near New Orleans, which is very rare for us. And normally it would be really good. It would be really fun, would be excited to see maybe some snow. We're not equipped for driving in snow is the problem. And I had 2 jobs I had to get to, so I had to get on the road, and they were really bad winter conditions. So instead of looking at the ice and everything on top of our screen as, yay, this is a fun winter day to stay home and snuggle and watch some Netflix and all that kind of stuff, it was like, oh my gosh, I've got to get to work and I'm terrified to get on the roads. And and it was also Mardi Gras week, which was funny because I haven't worked Mardi Gras Day probably in over 15 years, maybe 20 years. So it was just a really just funk kind of week. And my husband ended up having to follow me to work one day just to make sure everything was okay. But it was pretty bad for us in this area, but it could have definitely been worse. What I want to do now is this side is going to be a little bit more of the contrast to my very neutral collagey kind of look on the left. I'm using a variety of these sayings on this UGG stamp set, which I'm telling you, this is such a good set for this kind of day and these kind of moments and this kind of stuff. So I'm just going to go randomly stamping on the background just directly onto my scrapbook insert page here. And this is going to be the background for my photo. So as I'm still creating, I know that I want to add some journaling, and I've been back and forth whether or not to add it to the collage side or to try to add it some kind of way on this right side. But then I had the idea that really the most important part of this photo of the storytelling is the ice on the top part of the photo. So I used vellum and just trimmed that to stitch in place at the bottom. And then what I did is I used a combination of the May stickers. I applied the first one, the pink one, then typed in my typewriter, sent it through, took it back out, added that yellow sticker, and then finished my journaling. The stickers went perfectly and flowed with my journaling, so I wanted to add those, and it brings some of those fun colors from the left side. So now is to decide what else I want to add as far as stamping to this side, and I decide to add that bad image from the stamp set. So I stamped bad, and then I grabbed some older fonts of some foam alpha stickers. They go really well with the soft colors that are going on here, plus a little bit of the bright colors that Citrus Twist is known for, which I love. So I'm going to add a few of those here to spell out bad and then days. And then on the left side, what I wanted to do was to add the date. So I first started to add the, to the date of it, 15, and then I was like, well, maybe I should add 2021 somewhere else. But then I changed my mind and added it with a different font of these foam stickers or these puffy stickers. I added it right next to the 215. Sometimes you just have to stick them or lightly place them and just kind of see how it looks. But it does look better all together, even though it is going to be different sizes of the numbers. I like the look, and it really fits right in with that collage look. I hope this gives you some ideas that you can use your stamps in various ways by using the back of them, by creating a collage look, and just have fun with them, and to also accent and tell a little bit more of the story. Happy National Scrapbooking Day, and have fun creating.